Yes, we can.
Okay, terrific. Then I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the September 10, 2025 meeting of the City of Pasco Hearing Examiner. My name is Andy Kotkamp. Pardon? I heard some background noise. My name is Andy Kotkamp, and I've been appointed by the City of Pasco to serve as a land use hearing examiner. My job is to render decisions, either recommended or final decisions on various items that are authorized to come before me. I'll consider any testimony and evidence presented at today's hearing, as well as all the written materials on file in order to make my decision. Now, although the hearing process has certain rules, I still have a procedure that I'm going to use, which is as follows. For each item, staff will present their report and make whatever recommendations they wish to make. Then the applicant or the applicant's representative will be given an opportunity to present their testimony and evidence. The applicant always has the burden of proof to show compliance with all the applicable rules and regulations. Then, if anybody from the public came to testify, I'll give you that chance to do so as well. And if there is any testimony in opposition to the project, I will give the applicant an opportunity to submit whatever rebuttal testimony they wish to make. Because the applicant has the burden of proof, the applicant has the last opportunity to present testimony and evidence. Now, if you are going to testify, I'll have you come up to that microphone at the front of the hearing room. I'll have you state your name and address, and then if you're going to give testimony, I'll swear you as a witness. I ask you to keep your testimony relevant to the application that we're talking about and not to other issues beyond the scope of the proposal. Except as provided by the Pasco Municipal Code regarding requests for reconsideration, my decision on the last two items, the special permits, are final and conclusive unless they are appealed by means of a land use petition action that have to be filed with Superior Court within 21 days of the date of the issuance of my decision. Now, on the zoning application, that is a recommendation that I make to City Council. It's not my decision is not subject to an appeal. It will only be a recommendation, and then when this gets to City Council, they will have what's called a closed record hearing, where they do not take any new testimony. The only testimony that will come tonight, and then City Council will make a final decision after reviewing all the evidence and my recommendation on this matter. So I've reviewed the items that are on tonight's agenda. I don't have any interest in any of the properties or the proposals to be heard, and I will be able to fairly and objectively consider all items. And outside of receiving and reviewing the staff report for each item, along with all the application materials and the noticing documents and comments that have come through, I've not had any communication regarding any of the items that are on today's agenda. So with those representations, if you do have an objection with me serving as the hearing examiner, if so, you need to either come forward, or if you're online, unmute yourself and state so at this time. All right, hearing none, we'll turn to the first item on today's agenda. This is the zoning request. This is where I make a recommendation, not a final decision. This is given application number Z2025-008. It's a recommendation to change the zoning on two parcels. There's a 17.19 acre parcel that would be requested to be rezoned from RT to RZ. And then there is a 2.18 parcel. That one is requested to be rezoned from RT, which is residential transition, this one to C1. So I'm going to admit into the record that staff report and all of the file materials that are in the file of record, and turn this matter over to staff for their presentation.
Good evening, and thank you, Mr. Examiner. My name is Ivan Baragon, Planner 3 with the City of Pasco. I am here to present rezone application Z2025-008 submitted by Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity on behalf of Washington State Department of Natural Resources with their signed authorization for the rezone recommendation to City Council. Next slide, please. The site is generally located south of Burden Boulevard, west of Road 68, and north of Interstate 182, partially within the area of the planned Road 76 overpass.
Mr. Berrigan, I need to interrupt you because I don't see the PowerPoint you're showing. I don't know that that's critical that I see it, but I just want to put on the record that I'm not seeing it.
We're working on that now.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and you can proceed.
Okay. So the site is generally located south of Burden Boulevard, west of Road 68, and north of Interstate 182, partially within the area of the planned Road 76 overpass. Specifically, the proposal includes parcel number 117-530-015, which is requested to be rezoned from RT residential transition to R3 medium density residential, and a portion of parcel number 117-500-118, which is requested to be rezoned from RT to C1 Retail Business District in Pasco, Washington. In the next few minutes, we will present a visual depiction of this rezone request. Next slide, please. The city's comprehensive plan designates parcel 117-530-015 as medium density residential, which allows for a variety of housing types at a density range of 6 to 20 dwelling units per acre, as outlined in Pasco Municipal Code, PMC, Table 25.215.015. Permitted zoning options within this designation include R2 medium density residential, R3, R4 high density residential, and RP residential park. The comprehensive plan designates the applicable portion of parcel 117-500-118 as commercial, which provides for neighborhood, community, and regional shopping and specialty centers, as well as business parks, service, and office uses as outlined in PMC Table 25.215.015. Permitted zoning options within this designation include O, office, BP, business park, C1, C2, central business, C3, general business, and CR, commercial regional. Next slide, please. So as mentioned before, here's the zoning map. The surrounding properties are zoned and developed with a mix of uses. To the north, the zoning includes C1 retail business, R4 high density residential, and R1 low density residential, developed with retail, townhomes, and single family detached housing. To the east, properties are zoned C1 and developed with retail uses including Lowe's, restaurants, a car wash, and a dental office. To the south lies Interstate 182, and to the west are areas zoned R1 with single-family detached housing, as well as Interstate 182. Parcel number 117-530-015 contains 17.19 acres, while the portion of parcel number 117-500-118 contains 2.81 acres, resulting in a total area of 20 acres. Next slide, please. The applicants have initiated the rezone process on behalf of the property owners. A recent boundary line adjustment, BLA, resulted in parcel 117-500-118 being split zoned, with the majority 11.68 acres designated C1 and a smaller portion transferred from parcel 117-530-015, retaining the RT designation. The current RT zoning of parcel 117-530-015, as well as the RT portion of parcel 117-500-118, is not consistent with the city's comprehensive plan. Approval of the requested rezones would bring both parcels into consistency with their comprehensive plan designation. Next slide, please. Pursuant to PMC 25.210.040, public notice was mailed on August 25, 2025 to each property owner of record within 300 feet of the proposed rezone. Pursuant to PMC 25.210.040, public notice for this hearing was published in the Tri-City Herald on August 27, 2025, in compliance with this requirement. Pursuant to PMC 25.210.060, number 2, the hearing examiner shall render a rezone recommendation to the City Council based on the findings and conclusions. The recommendation may be to approve with conditions, or approve with modifications or conditions, or deny the petition. The hearing examiner recommendation, including all findings and conclusions, shall be forwarded to the City Council at a regular business meeting. The proposed zoning designations are consistent with the comprehensive plan and align with the designated land use for the subject area. The City of Pasco is serving as the lead agency for this proposal with respect to environmental review. The City has determined this proposal to be exempt under Washington Administrative Code, WAC 197.11.800, number 6, letter C, numbers 1, 2, and 3. With that, staff recommends granting R3 medium density residential zoning to parcel number 117-530-015, totaling 17.19 acres, as legally described in the September hearing examiner packet. Staff also recommends granting C1 Retail Business District zoning to the 2.81 1 acre portion of parcel number 117500118, as legally described in the September Hearing Examiner packet. The legal descriptions are also recorded in the official records of Franklin County, Washington, under Auditor File Number 2001822. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I don't have any questions for staff. Is the applicant ready to proceed? If so, you need to come forward. Good evening. I'll have you state your name and address, and then I'm going to put you under oath.
Sorry. My name is Jet Richardson. I'm the Executive Director with Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity. My address is 2021 Fairway Court in Richland.
What was your first name again?
Jet, like an airplane, J-E-T.
All right.
And I'm also joined by Carmela Murphy. She's with the Department of Natural Resources to answer any questions that you might have for her.
All right. Mr. Richardson, I'll have you raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give today will be the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. You are here as an agent authorized to appear and speak on behalf of the applicant and property owner, is that correct?
I am.
All right, sir. It's the applicant's burden of proof. What would you like to tell me about this project?
Actually, I have nothing else to add at this time. We completely agree with the staff report and their findings. Just wanted to make myself available to answer any questions that you may have or anyone from the audience.
All right, we don't take questions from the audience, but I have questions for you afterwards.
Here to rebuttal any statement that they may have.
All right. Thank you very much. I do not have any questions.
Thank you.
We'll turn this over to the public now. Did any member of the public that is present in the hearing room come to testify on this matter? If so, just go ahead and come forward. Yes, sir. And have you state your name and address, and then I'll put you under oath, and then I'll ask you, what do you want to tell me?
My name is John Varela. I live at 7602 Quadra Drive, just north of the proposed development.
Okay, how do you spell your last name, sir?
V as in Victor, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, Lima, Alpha.
All right, I got confused. V-A-L-R.
V as in Victor, A-R-E-L-A.
All right, got it. All right, sir, could you raise your right hand for me? And do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give tonight will be the truth?
Correct, I do.
All right, sir, what would you like to tell me?
I've lived here for about 5 years. We have a lot of wildlife in that field out there, hawks, a bunch of different things that we got going on. The other thing that's a major concern is I've looked in some of these other cases for Habitat for Humanity, along with DNRs, and what I've seen in those other cases, I'm not specific on this one, is that the DNR will lease out the land. My question is, that land, if it's leased, those individuals who are residents, in my mind, I don't know if someone can straighten me out, but it would sound as though they wouldn't pay taxes on some of those land pieces, right? So DNR, to my knowledge, doesn't pay taxes on that land either. So the neighborhood in the surrounding area, this is more of a question, would be slammed with paying for utilities and everything else, all the roads and everything in that area. The other thing that I noticed is you guys said it would be 6 to 20 homes per acre. Doing the math, that's going to be anywhere between 102 residents to 340 residents, more or less. Okay, so what my concern is having a child, having a family, and a bunch of the other children running around the neighborhood. We already have incredibly awful driving individuals who drive crazy around that area. Right there on the corner of 76 and Burden, we've had at least one wreck, a month, if not one every other month at that spot due to people speeding, not caring about, people living there. So in my mind, it's going to get worse as we have more people living there. So what are we going to be doing about that? Is there going to be a stoplight put in there? Is there going to be a roundabout put in? What is some of the plans that they end up having for that? The other thing that I end up having is It's just a lot of people. That's most people who live in a home have one car. That's anywhere between 107 new cars to 340. Most people have 2 cars for each residence nowadays, so we can double some of those numbers we look at. That's more wear and tear on the road in the area of these people. If they're not paying taxes, they're not going to be paying to upkeep the roads or anything like that as well. It's going to be for all the homeowners in the area to kind of, be taxed more potentially. These are some concerns that we end up having. The HOA that is just north of the proposed development there, we already have issues with, people coming through and causing a lot more crime, leaving abandoned vehicles, drug use, needles on the ground, things like that. I'm not saying that these new individuals moving in, if the development goes forward, are going to do that, but a lot of times these things are commonly found in low-income areas, which I understand that Habitat for Humanity allows those individuals to pay for their home. I understand they choose those individuals, but what happens when those people move out of those homes and then someone else moves in? I'm looking further down the road, not immediate, right? I'm sure a lot of these homes and families will be very gracious and deserving of having the opportunity to own a home, but in that area we have so many problems already that no one has gone to address. Along with that, the corner of Burden and 76, whenever it rains more than what's normal for our area, we have incredible amounts of standing water there. The city has to come out and pump the water every time that there's a lot of rain. So those are other issues as far as utilities, as far as city, as far as those things go. What are we going to be doing to make sure that that doesn't happen? I live right there on the corner. Before I moved there, I had heard a story of someone blowing right through 76 and taking out my deck. What if I was out there with my dog or, my kid or anything like that? That's only going to get worse as we have more people over there. This is a, Department of Natural Resources land, and I believe it should stay that way. There are a lot of animals in that area that live and run around. Sorry it's a lot, and sorry I seem to be rambling. It's a little frustrating to see all that, and then, we come over here and, hopefully be able to speak our piece, and hopefully some people can understand where we're coming from as homeowners in that area.
All right, thank you very much for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that's present in the hearing room that wishes to offer any testimony tonight? Your name and address, please.
I'm Nancy Cook, and I live at 724 West J, but I'm here for my daughter and grandson who live at 7704 Quadra.
Is it Cook, C-O-O-K?
Yeah, and my daughter's name is Laura Cook, and my grandson is Malik Cook DeVries.
Have you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give today will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What would you like to tell me?
Well, my concern is just like his. It's the traffic. How are they going to control the traffic in that area? Quadra is already like a speed zone when people go down that street. Cars get hit, sideswiped. There's little kids across the street. There's animals there. And they have got Pasco does not design their streets well at all. They have got the biggest traffic jams. The only way to get out of Walmart by a light is if you go to Wrigley. And then you got to contend with Road 68. And it is a nightmare waiting to happen. I don't know how all those people that live in those houses, how do you intend to get them out, especially when you want to build an overpass on Road 76 and you want to put a new Walmart in right down the road. I'm not Walmart, a Goodwill. You've already impacted that area so much, and there's other places in Pasco that they could build. It's a nightmare to live there. And if the people that are doing this would check it out more instead of just wanting to make some money and sell some land, they could look elsewhere. Like, why don't they look across the street by Chapel Hill and I-82? That's all empty field. We have people in those condos that will it take the value of their condos down? It's just, and to get out of the driveway on Quadra, the cars, there's so many cars already. When you go to get out of the driveway, you have to literally nose out like 3 feet in order to see if it's clear to get onto Quadra. Because the cars are really, their back of their car is right at the driveway. Now, if you have a house in Pasco and you want to build a fence, you have to build down 3 feet so you can see around the corner. They don't do that there because there's so many cars already. and you put more people out there and more cars, it's a nightmare. If you think they have accidents now, there's going to be a lot more. And you can't get out of Walmart or Lowe's without taking a chance with your life when you go to jump out. Because when they come around the corner of 76 on the Burden, they don't come around that corner at a slow pace. And they don't take it going around the corner to get on 76 either. So you're coming around 76 and taking an immediate left onto Quadra. And that's where all the mailboxes are. People are parked there to go check their mail. They're just looking for way more wrecks there. So I'm here on behalf of my daughter and my grandson to ask about that issue. And more pets are going to be brought into the area, and there's already pets that are running all over the streets there, getting hit by cars. They need to build a dog park there, or something else other than 304 houses, and whatever else they plan on building. So I think they could look in a lot of other areas besides right there. But that's my concern, is the traffic, the snarl of traffic. It's a nightmare. To get from Court Street sometimes up to Burden, you are literally at stop and go, just stop. And the people coming off of Interstate 82 at Hanford traffic, getting off work, it's a nightmare there too. They actually stop out on I-82 so they can move over to get to the exit on 68 because the people are in a hurry to get home. The traffic is backed up. So the overpass is maybe a good idea, but not building more homes. So that's my concern. But how are they going to handle that? Okay?
All right. Thank you very much for coming out tonight.
Yeah.
Just for everybody's knowledge, there's no project action involved with this. This is a rezone application. So if there is any actual development on the property, that will be subject to additional permitting, most likely additional hearings, and additional decisions. So anybody else from the public that's in the room that wishes to offer any testimony tonight? All right, I see one person online. Ms. Zuppiger, did you wish to offer any testimony on this tonight?
I don't have any comments, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything further from staff?
No, Mr. Examiner.
All right, is there anything further from the applicant? If so, you can come up and state what you would like to. Again, your name, please.
Hi, again, my name is Jet Richardson.
Hey, sir, you're still under oath. What do you want us to tell me?
Well, there's not much that I want to rebuttal, just that I can't speak to the traffic and density as that is not under the purpose of this hearing. When we do come up with a plan for the site, then of course we will work with the city on all those aspects of what we design for that site, and making sure that it's appropriate for that space. The two things I did want to mention that were brought up, the issue of taxes by the first gentleman is simply not true. Habitat families, like all low-income families, still pay taxes. Those taxes are paid through either the leaser of the property or the owner. So taxes will be paid. Just want to make sure that's clear. And also the issue of just the low-income residents. So Habitat for Humanity works with moderately low-income families and individuals for home ownership. They have to meet minimum criteria, including stable employment, and be able to pay back a low-interest mortgage. These are not subsidized houses in the sense that other low-income housing is considered. These houses are bought and paid for by the families and individuals living in them. And those families and individuals want to see a return on their investment just like any other homeowner in the neighborhood or nearby. Bringing up low income as just an argument to not to do a project certainly does come with stigmas attached with other low-income areas that I won't deny, but for Habitat for Humanity, we vet our families extremely well, and we don't have these problems because our families are looking for 30-year-long investments, and they want to see their families grow and mature. They're not looking to turn their houses, flip their houses quickly. They'll be there for the long term. So any other questions or comments related to Habitat for Humanity, the families that we work with, and the programs that we have, I am happy to make myself available to any member of the audience that wants to learn more about that and make sure that is clear for them. In that regard, I will stop. Sorry. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. With that, everybody, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the public record. I'll have my recommended decision out within the next 10 working days. Turn to the next item on today's agenda. This is one of the special permits on the agenda tonight. This is SP 2025-012. This is an application to amend an existing used car lot special permit to add an additional 4,000 square foot shop to be used for the storage of vehicles. This relates to property located within the city of Pasco that is more specifically described in the staff report as well as on all the application materials. Now, for the record, I will admit into the record that staff report, all the application materials, all the noticing documents, the comments that have come through. Indeed, I'll admit the entire planning staff file into the record and turn this matter over to staff for their presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Hearing Examiner. My name's Aaron Gunderson, the planner 2 and kind of the main project manager for the special permit. Before I begin, I just want to point out there was a couple minor corrections that need to be placed into the record for the staff report. The first one is on page 1 under the land use and zoning. The correction is that that it has an existing used car dealership. It's not vacant. Sorry about that. And then on page 2.
Well, just a second. I gotta find this because I'm gonna need to.
Oh.
So on number 4.
So it's on page 1 on the staff report. It's in the background section under number 4.
Okay.
So that is currently vacant. It's actually supposed to be is an existing used car dealership.
Okay, let me finish my notes.
Okay.
All right, and where else?
Yeah, and then on page 2, under site, the correct square footage for the offices for the used car dealership is approximately 2,158 square feet, not the 231 or whatever that was on there.
So what's the correct number?
It's approximately about 2,158 square feet.
So replace that with the 231, or take out 231 and replace it with that?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
And what else do you have?
And then the last one is further on page 2 in the staff findings of fact, number 5. The correct square footage amounts to 6,158 square feet.
6,000 what?
158 square feet.
Instead of the 4,331?
Yeah. So.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, so, all right. So, we'll go to the slide. Sorry. So the timeline of the project is on August 5th, 2025, the application was submitted. August 15th, 2025, application was deemed complete. August 27th, 2025, notice of public hearing for SP 2025-012 was posted on the City of Pasco website, published in Tri-City Herald newspaper, mailed to properties within 300 feet of the proposal. And on September 3rd, 2025, a public hearing for a staff report was published. So the property is located in the southwest corner of West Court Street and North 4th Avenue, with the address of 1424 West 4th Avenue, parcel number 112-011-019, and the property is approximately 0.91 acres, or approximately 39,755.56 square feet. Property has access from both West Court Street and North 4th Avenue, and water and sewer service are available from West Court Street. Property is owned C1 retail business and currently has an existing used car dealership on it. Surrounding properties are zoned and developed as follows. So both the north, east, south, and west are zone C1 retail business. The comprehensive plan land use designation for the property is commercial. Comprehensive plan land use density table states that commercial is to provide a neighborhood, community, and regional shopping and specialty centers, business parks, service, and office uses. The special permit is exempt from SEPA due to the project meeting the exemption requirements in WAC 197-11-800 1B4. Slide. So the applicant proposes to amend existing used car lot dealership or used dealership special permit SP 2017-020 to add an approximate 4,000 square foot shop for storage of cars. Approximately 2,158 square feet of the 39,799 square foot site is currently used for the offices of the used car dealership. There's a food truck stand located within the northwest corner of the site. Applicant is proposing to add an approximate 4,000 square foot shop behind the used car lot dealerships for the storage of cars. The site has been part of the city since at least the annexation correction ordinance of 1921, so ordinance number 319. Zoning for the property was originally designated R1 residential when zoning was established in 1938 through ordinance 435. The zoning was changed to the current zoning of C1 retail business back in 1950 through ordinance 678. In 2018, a special permit SP 2017-020 was filed and approved for the location of a used auto sales dealership for the site. Features included offices for the business and parking for customers and vehicles for sale. Applicant, of course, has proposed to add an additional 4,000 square foot shop to the property for storage of cars. The addition of a shop is considered a major amendment to the original approved special use permit. So land use regulations, per PMC 25.85.0402, car dealerships may operate upon issuance of a special permit within the C1 retail business district. Per PMC 25.195.0206, the hearing examiner has the authority to make decisions on land use decisions described in PMC 2.50.080, such as special permits. Slide. So as per Pasco Municipal Code 25.200.080, upon conclusion of record hearing examiner shall make and enter findings from the record and conclusion thereof as to whether or not number one, the proposal is in accordance with the goals, policies, objectives, maps, and or narrative text of the comprehensive plan. So the economic development goal 1, maintain economic development as an important ongoing city initiative. Policy A1 in particular is promoting an environment which supports the development and expansion of business opportunities. Constructing a shop will further support the current business operations on the site. This could lead to further development and expansion of business opportunities, both on-site and within the community. Economic development goal number 2, assure appropriate location design of commercial industrial facilities. Policy 2B, encourage a development of a wide range of commercial and industrial uses strategically located near major transportation corridors or facilities and in close proximity to existing or proposed utility infrastructure while supporting local and regional needs. The used car dealership is adjacent to 2 arterial roads and is located directly off Ben Franklin Transit Route number 3. Finding fact number 2, proposal will not inadvertently affect public infrastructure. An addition of the shop for the storage of cars would not cause an increase of traffic enough to impact public infrastructure. Finding fact 3, the proposal will be constructed, maintained, and operated to be in harmony with the existing or intended character of the general vicinity. The proposed shop would still be in keeping with the current commercial use that is on the site and for the properties located north, east, south, and west. Building design would be required to meet Pasco Municipal Code. Finding fact 4, the location and height of proposed structures and the site design will discourage the development of permitted use on properties in general vicinity or in a pair of the valley thereof. The C1 zoning district allows for building heights up to 35 feet. The maximum height of the structure will be required to meet the C1 building height limit. Operations finding fact 5, operations in connection with the proposal will be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibrations, dust, traffic, or flashing lights than would be the operation of any permitted uses within the district. The proposed shop addition to the existing used car lot will not likely be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibrations, dust, traffic, or flashing lights than would be the operation of any permitted uses within the district. Finding fact 6, the proposal will endanger public health or safety if located and developed or proposed or in any way become a nuisance to uses permitted in district. The proposal is required to adhere to the PMC, including provisions such as the outdoor lighting and noise ordinance. If there were to be violations of these codes, then code cases or remediating steps will be issued and undertaken. Additionally, use will be subject to periodic reviews for compliance with conditions imposed under the special permit. Slide. So, approval conditions. The special permit shall apply to parcel number 112-011-019 and any subsequent subdivisions thereof. 2, the site plan shall be developed in substantial conformity to the special use permit application, site plan, and any building plan submitted. 3, any subsequent changes in use of the property or building which may require additional review and or new special use permits. And condition 4 is the applicant shall adhere to all federal, state, and city zoning, building, fire, and safety codes. Staff recommends approval of the amendment of a special use permit located at 1424 North 4th Avenue, parcel number 112-011-019, to construct a shop for the used car dealership with conditions as herein proposed.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Gunderson. Is the applicant ready to proceed? If so, please come forward. How are you?
Hey, pretty good.
All right, and can you tell me your name, please?
Manuel Mendoza.
Manuel? Is it M-A-N-U-A-L or E-L?
It's Manuel.
E-L, okay. And Mendoza?
It's Mendoca.
All right, sir, I'm going to have you raise up your right hand for me. Have you had do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give tonight will be the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. And you're here as an agent authorized to appear and speak on behalf of the applicant and property owner, is that correct?
Yes, he's my son.
All right. And Mr. Mendoza, have you had a chance to review the staff report? And if you reviewed it, do you have any objections to what was in the staff report?
I don't. I didn't review it up close, but I heard him right now talking about it, and it sounds good.
Okay. There are some proposed conditions of approval that Mr. Gunderson talked about. Do you have any objection to any of those?
What were those?
The conditions of approval that were read by staff.
Yeah, I could read them real quick. So the first condition is the special permit shall apply to parcel number 112-011-019, which is the parcel we're talking about.
Okay.
Any subsequent subdivisions thereof. The approval condition number 2 is the site plan shall be developed in substantial conformity to the special use permit application, site plan, and any building plan submitted. Third condition is any subsequent changes in the use of property or building may require additional review and or new special use permits. And then the fourth condition is the applicant shall adhere to all federal, state, and city zoning, building, fire, and safety codes.
Okay, I agree. I'm fine with that.
Okay. So those are my basic questions. What else would you like to tell me about your project, or your son's project?
Not much. It's just since we opened up the car dealership as family owned, you always gotta dream big of something else, and basically us building this shop is basically like a dream for us. We also like to work like in classic cars, and we like to make them like part of our business too, to attract customers and stuff like that. So we basically just needed something like that to accomplish the desire or dream of ours. That's just it.
All right, so you plan to use this as a garage?
Yeah, to put cars in there.
I mean, are you going to do work on cars in there? Are you going to do mechanical work and engine work and body work?
No, we're not going to do like with the car lot that we have, we do have a bay, but it's a small one. But even though we have that small bay, we don't do like car cleaning. We don't do mechanic work there because it's just dirty, and we do understand that we're like in one of a real important corner, that is so visible, that we won't do no mechanic work there, All
right, I'm going to ask Mr. Gunderson a question real quick. With this permit, are they allowed to do, for example, I know he said they're not going to do mechanical work, but can they do mechanical work? Can they do body work? Can they do painting in there? Or just storage of cars?
My understanding from talking with the applicant when in the process of submitting application was it's purely for the storage of cars.
All right, you understand that, Mr. Mendoza?
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. All right, anything else, Mr. Mendoza, you'd like to add?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you very much for coming in.
You so
You
much.
did a good job.
Thank you. You guys have a blessed night.
You too. Is there any member of the public that came to speak on this matter? All right, is there anything further from staff?
Mr. Examiner, I just want to clarify, you asked a question about whether the applicant would be allowed to do some of those activities, and generally the zoning could consider it under an additional special use permit, but that's not what's under request this evening, so at this point they're basically limited to storage.
So no mechanical or body work under this particular permit, correct?
That's correct.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Mendoza, anything you wanted to add based on that comment?
No, I don't.
You don't have to. If you want to, you need to come forward, but you don't have to.
I don't. Thank you so much.
Nothing? Okay. All right, thank you very much. I'm going to close the public record then, Mr. Mendoza, and I'll have a written decision made within the next 10 working days.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming. All right, we're down to the last item on today's agenda, and this is also a special permit. It is given application number SP 2025-013, which is an application to establish a church with daily services. The property is located within City of Pasco. That is more specifically described in the staff report, as well as in all the application materials. At this time and by this reference, I will admit into the record the staff report, all the application materials, all the comments that have come through. I'll admit the entire planning staff file and turn this matter over to staff for their presentation.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Hearing Examiner. My name is Aaron Gunderson. I'm the main project manager for the special permit. So the timeline, we'll start here with the timeline for the special permit is the application was submitted on July 6, 2025. The application was deemed incomplete on July 17, 2025. And then on August 19, 2025, the application was deemed complete after revision submitted. On August 27, 2025, notice of public hearing for 2025-014 2013 was posted on the City of Pasco website, published in the Tri-City Herald newspaper, and mailed to properties within 300 feet of the proposal. And on September 3rd, 2025, public hearing of staff report was published. So the general location of the property is addressed at 330 West Clark, number 105, parcel number 112034325, and property size is 0.33 acres or 14,510.19 square feet. The property has access from West Clark Street to the north and an adjacent alleyway located between West Clark and West Lewis Street to the south. Municipal water is available on West 3rd Avenue and the adjacent alleyway to the south. Municipal sewer is available in the alleyway to the south. Site is currently served with both municipal water and sewer. The property is zoned C2 Central Business and is currently developed. Surrounding properties are also zoned C2 Central Business and have commercial development. The comprehensive plan designates site as commercial. Commercial designation allows for O, B, BP, C1, C2, C3, and CR zoning districts and may be developed with neighborhood, community and regional shopping, and specialty centers, business parks, service, and office use. The special permit is exempted from SEPA due to the project meeting the exemption requirements of WAC 197.11.806B. Slide. So the applicant proposes to operate a church within an existing building tenant space that is currently being used for offices for local businesses. The entire site is covered by an existing building that hosts multiple tenant spaces. Site has on-street parking on the West Clark Street frontage and additional parking in the back alleyway that may be utilized by patrons. The property is located within the downtown Pasco Overlay District and is exempt from off-street parking requirements per PMC 25.95.0401A. The site was originally platted as part of the city's town plat back in 1889 under lots 8, 7, and 6 of Block 23. In 1983, the 3 lots were then converted into two lots through short plat 83-5. The site was originally assigned the C1 zoning designation in 1938 as part of the city's original zoning ordinance through ordinance number 435. The site was subsequently rezoned to C2 in 1947 through ordinance 605. The building existing on site today was constructed in 1970 and is approximately 9,425 square feet in size. The building currently houses 5 commercial tent spaces. In July of 2025, our office received a special use permit for the operation of a church for one of the tent spaces. Applicant is requesting to convert one of the existing tent spaces into a church where daily services of praise and worship will be conducted. The applicant was originally flagged due to issues with the application, lack of site/floor plans, and overpayment of fees. On August 19, 2025, the associated issues with the initial application submittal were addressed and deemed complete. So various land use regulations per Pasco Municipal Code 25.200.010, unclassified uses due to their nature are deemed to require special review to consider on a case-by-case basis, their impacts on adjacent uses, uses within the vicinity, and the infrastructure which would serve them. Unclassified uses may be permitted within any district where not otherwise prohibited. Per PMC 25.200.0203, churches shall be considered unclassified uses and as such require special permit review. Per PMC 25.90.0505 and as defined in PMC 25.15.050, community service facilities level 2 are including but not limited to drug abuse and alcoholic treatment centers, halfway houses, charitable organizations, nonprofit service groups, juvenile care and treatment centers, crisis residential centers, correctional work releases, correctional institutions, juvenile delinquency homes and facilities, any and all facilities for incarceration or detainment, temporary shelters, emergency housing facilities, community service housing, missions, community kitchens, food banks, or any other similar uses which provide social, health, and welfare services for citizens, except any such use which limits the activity solely to organizational or administrative office functions, whereby the actual community services provided elsewhere shall be excluded. The church will not be able to operate any functions that fall under any category of uses included in this definition. Per PMC 25.195.0206, the hearing examiner has authority to make decisions on land use decisions described in PMC 2.50.080, such as special permits. Slide. As per PMC 25.200.080, upon conclusion of the open record hearing, hearing examiner shall make and enter findings from the record and conclusions thereof as to whether or not, condition number 1, the proposal is in accordance with the goals, policies, objectives, maps, and or narrative text of the comprehensive plan. Land use goal 1, take deliberative, consistent, and continuous action to improve the community quality of life. Within that, you have policy 1D, land uses should be permitted subject to adopted standards designed to mitigate land use impacts on adjacent, less intensive uses while preserving constitutionally protected forms of expression. The establishment of a church in the central downtown area, nearby social services, residential and transit lines will help to mitigate potential transportation and parking impacts that a church can bring. An additional mitigation is that the C2 zone prohibits community service level 2 facilities, which prohibits any entry from offering services that could negatively impact surrounding properties while preserving a constitutionally protected form of expression. Land use goal 4, increase community access through proper land use planning. Policy 4F in particular, support mixed use, smart growth, infill, and compact developments with transit and pedestrian amenities that promote a healthy community. Having a church located near downtown encourages both pedestrian and transit options within the area, with it leading to a healthier community. Economic Development Goal 1, maintain economic development as an important ongoing city initiative. So Policy 1F in particular is support and encourage residential/commercial mixed-use development that provides neighborhood shopping and services and promote walkable neighborhoods. Having a church located downtown could help promote a neighborhood feel and lead to more businesses and residences to develop within the area. So, finding fact condition number 2, the proposal will adversely affect public infrastructure. Accesses to the site are established and includes items such as curb, gutter, sidewalk, and street lighting. Utilities are available to site and have been designed and constructed to accommodate current uses. Proposal will not increase the need for infrastructure improvements and is unlikely to adversely impact the existing infrastructure. Finding fact 3, the proposal will be constructed, maintained, and operated to be in harmony with the existing intended character of the general vicinity. The properties in the general vicinity are primarily commercial. The site has limited records for the history of use, but is currently characterized as office space. The proposed use of the church would align with the existing or intended character. Other churches have been approved via special permit in the general vicinity. Finding fact condition 4, the location height of proposed structures and the site design will discourage the development of permitted uses on property in the general vicinity or impair the value thereof. The proposed use will be contained within an existing building and tent space. The space historically used as office space. A conversion to a church, though not prohibited, may impact the general vicinity. This is due to an increase in traffic during service hours. The operations in connection with the proposal will be more objectionable nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibrations, dust, traffic, or flashing lights than would be the operation of any permitted use within district. The C2 zoning districts permits a variety of uses in PMC 25.90.020. Proposed use of a church is likely less intense than many of the uses allowed and currently existing in the general vicinity. The proposal will endanger public health or safety located and developed or proposed or any way become a nuisance to uses permitted in district. The proposal is required to adhere to the PMC, including provisions such as the outdoor lighting and noise ordinances. If there were to be violations to these codes, then code cases or remediating steps will be issued and undertaken. Additionally, the use will be subject to periodic reviews for compliance with conditions imposed under the special permit. Slide. So for approval conditions, the first condition is the special permit shall apply to parcel number 112-034-325, any subsequent subdivisions thereof. Condition 2, any modification or change in the nature, intensity, or character or intensity used may require additional review and/or special use permits. Condition 3, the applicant shall adhere to all federal, state, and city zoning, building, fire, and safety codes. Staff recommends approval of special use permit located at 330 West Clark Street, step 105, parcel number 112-034-325 to allow for an operation of a church within an existing building with conditions as herein proposed.
All right, thank you very much. I do have one question. So I understand that there are 5 tenant spaces within this structure, and on your recommendation here on the slide, it says this will be Suite 105. Do you know how big that suite is?
Not on top of my head, no. I don't know. I know, yeah, I have like the space as far as the full structure, but not particularly what that tenant space is. I know for certain that it covers about half the building, because if I recall right, because the 3 other units tend to be more located on, I believe, the left side. But yeah, the main unit, I think, controls about half of that, and that's kind of where they're proposing to be located at.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Well, I do have one more question. Is there an occupancy limit then? I mean, most permits that I have with churches, they have occupancy limits based upon bench space or seating or whatever. Is there any kind of an occupancy restriction on this property?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Examiner. This is Craig Raymond, Deputy Director for CED. The building code and fire code will indeed dictate the total occupancy limit based on not only, the assembly space, or which would be the sanctuary, or even like meeting rooms or classrooms. They carry their own classification for total occupancy. So yes, there will be a complete, or a total occupancy limit for the facility once all those details are reviewed by the building department.
And then I'm going to ask the applicant this, but I might as well get staff to confirm this. This is not approval for a school. Is not part of this. Is that correct?
That's correct. There may be some accessory instruction that would be customary for a church occupancy, but to the best of our knowledge, they're not submitting a request for like a K through 12 or, something like that.
Okay. And if they were, then additional permitting would be required.
There would be a lot more information to talk about.
Okay. All right, is the applicant ready to proceed? Sir, can you come on up, state your name and address, and then I'll swear you in as a witness.
Oh, my name is Manuel. Last name is Pantaleon, Pantaleon.
Okay, I got it. All right, so what's your address, sir?
My address is 650 George Washington Way, Richmond, Washington.
All right, sir, I'll have you raise your right hand now. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that any testimony you give today will be the truth?
Agree.
All right, and you are here as an agent authorized to appear and speak on behalf of the applicant tonight, is that correct?
Yes, I'm on behalf of the Universal Church.
All right, and you heard the staff report. Do you have any disagreement with Mr. Gunderson's staff report?
No. Everything that, whatever is required of the city, the Universal Church will agree to it and will supply the need.
So those conditions that he read, you agree to those as well?
The conditions of the...
Yeah, there were a few conditions. He read them at the end of his staff report about that you have to comply with?
Yes.
Okay, great. So with that out of the way, what else would you like to tell me about the project?
The project of the Universal Church, since we help the people, and it's not profit organization, families, and no discrimination, everybody's welcome. Through this church, I was part of that work. I was lost, I was, depressed, and we work with people with family, depression, addictions. And besides that, we also help the community around us. We help them in certain way as family as well. So with this project, it will help a lot of community members of the city. And like I said, it's not profitable, and also everybody, no discrimination or race or none of that. Everybody's welcome to this place. That was the reason why we want to do this project.
But you understand you can't have a school or a daycare there or uses like that without having more permits.
Yeah, understood.
And do you know how big the square footage is of the area that you're going to be having the church and school, or having the church and using?
Right now, I'm kind of like downloading I see that we saw in the main room, it's 30 feet. In total, is 68 feet wide and 90 feet long. In the main room, in the back, in the rooms by the parking lot in the back, we have 2 rooms that is 15 feet wide and 10 feet long. So the capacity, it's the most like 40 people max. And our services, most people from our main service at 7:30, and most people is 15. We have 3 services from Monday through Sunday except Saturdays. Services at 10 and services at 4. But those services really, those people that don't work, for example, we have like around 2 or 3 max people. And some of these people come from bus or their own transportation.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in tonight. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's all.
All right. It was very nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
As well.
I note for the record that there are no members of the public within the hearing room. Is there anything further from staff?
Nope.
All right, then. What I'm going to do is I will close the public record portion of this hearing. I'll have my written decision made within the next 10 working days. This was the last item on tonight's agenda, so I'm now going to adjourn this September 10, 2025 meeting of the Pasco Hearing Examiner. Hope everybody has a very enjoyable rest of your week. This meeting is now adjourned.